We're taking the opportunity at this time of year to look back at the year that was in a variety of different subjects. We're talking duty-free yesterday. We'll look at other industries over the course of that. We did real estate yesterday as well. We'll be looking at other industries throughout. Wanted to focus on tech today, though, because I don't think there's a day that's gone by that we haven't mentioned the phrase artificial intelligence, or rather the acronym AI. It certainly seems to be the year of AI. It's been voted as one of the words of the years by a number of organisations. But has it come to the fore? Has it come to the public consciousness just this year? What's the outlook for 2024? Questions that we're going to put to the team from Sila Insights. Sila is a unique AI consumer intelligence platform that tells you what your target audience is thinking, saying and doing. And joining us live here in studio from Sila is the CEO and the co-founder of Sila, Paul Kelly. Paul, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
And first up, congratulations on the award. Sila being honoured with a prestigious Future 100 award by the Ministry of Economy earlier on this week, presented down at the Museum of the Future by, of course, all the Ministry and others. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. It was a great honour.
Nice to get the recognition.
It is, yeah. And I think lots of other interesting companies there. And for us at Sila, it means a lot to sort of get that recognition, the technology that we've conceived and built here in the UAE is getting some traction, which is great.
Artificial intelligence 2023. Is this the year that it went mainstream?
Yes. It's only a year ago, or just over a year ago, that ChatGPT was released to the world by OpenAI. And I think after sort of an initial use case of people getting on there and getting it to tell stories and things like that, I think we've seen much stronger business adoption of AI and large language models. And that sort of use case and business case has really taken hold in a way that I certainly can't remember since perhaps smartphones and that sort of generational shift in technology. So it's been quite an exciting year and very different, I think, to other technologies which we've seen emerge and perhaps riding a wave of popularity, things like the metaverse and things like that, which are quite cool technologies, but necessarily didn't have a great business case and will do in time, I'm sure. But I think the effects of this have been quite immediate and quite sudden and has really made a huge impact.
I mean, we mentioned the word mainstream there, came more into the public consciousness in 2023 because of those stories that you've just mentioned there. But you've been working in this field for long in advance of that.
Correct.
Are you a little bit surprised that it's been so long coming?
Yeah, to an extent. And the shift that we've seen at Sila was we've been building this tech since 2018. But certainly things like, and people sometimes don't necessarily understand the full scope of artificial intelligence, but the predictive text on your phone is effectively a form of natural language processing, which is a form of AI, which has been around since the Nokia 3310 and things like that. So, yes, but to an extent, I think it's been hard to see a mainstream business, not even a business case, a use case. So things like generative AI, getting things like Midjourney to create images and things like that have really opened up people's imaginations to what's possible with technology. And computing power is the other thing. So we've sort of lagged behind the investment in computing power, and that's something that's really come to the fore, not just in the last year, but over the last 2 or 3 years with things like GPUs, which have made the news a lot recently, and people like TII in Abu Dhabi having the world's largest supercomputer available. Things like that haven't necessarily, the investment in that, the technology to make the processing, because that's what this really requires, is a lot of processing juice. And that's where those investments have really made us leap forward, I think.
Where are we, Paul, on the journey at the moment? I mean, everyone talking about the potential of generative AI and all its spin-offs at the moment. But in terms of the progress we've made, how far, are we still a long way from the sort of, I mean, what is the future of AI?
Well, there's sort of two paths of thought, two avenues of thought there. One is that we will eventually arrive at a place of AI being able to have human capabilities, and that's something where regulation is probably a bit behind where technology is, and that's certainly made the news recently with the troubles at OpenAI and all those sorts of things. That's one path, so that this stuff can get smarter and sort of then take over tasks and have the similar reasoning power that a human would have, and that's probably something that could be potentially problematic in the wrong scenario. On the other side, the exponential increase in things like accuracy, there's still a way to go. There's still some limitations with these LLMs, so ChatGPT, etc. They still hallucinate. They still make up things. Their training data still leaks sometimes. That type of stuff will tighten up. But where are we on the journey? It's hard to say. But this has sort of been an exponential increase in the way that attention has been put on, which then equals investment. That investment is then enabling further advances. The technology then, the actual compute power and those sort of processing power then catches up. And so you're sort of at the moment on a sort of exponential increase, if you imagine sort of the classic sort of hockey stick chart. But where that ends really is going to, government intervention, things like that is really going to start to come into play, I think, with regulation, particularly in this coming year. And it's starting to come out of Europe now.
So it's not peaked and it will improve.
Yes, correct. Yep.
To the improvements, and I just want to go back to a point you made a little bit earlier on about the role of generative AI or AI within businesses as well. Yeah, I know at the beginning of the year we were talking about kids doing essays and homework on it, etc. But as you say, it's sort of matured since then. The business community that you talk to, have we got a better grasp of the benefits of AI now for doing business? Yes,
and I think that's what's become a lot clearer. And I think at the start there was also some perhaps misplaced thoughts that potentially that replace jobs, this will replace us all and things like that, where in actual fact what this helps us with is helping us do our jobs. And what I mean by that is complex tasks that may include a lot of human error. So things like checking spreadsheets, going through calculations, like very detailed kind of stuff. When the particular models are trained for that particular use, then what that does is remove, firstly, human error, but also takes away the menial tasks of those types of data entry, data processing, that type of stuff, and enables us to do is use our reasoning, our creativity, our experiences to then interpret that data and then make better decisions. And that's certainly what we're trying to enable at Sila, but also in a broader sense, things like ChatGPT, which I keep referencing, but most people know about, that's really what that's going to help with, not necessarily the essay writing and all that sort of thing. I think that will certainly change education and how people interact with the world around them, but it's really being able to process information at a rate that no human could ever do. And what that does is means that we can make use of all this data, and that's certainly with businesses we work with. They sit on tons of data. It's really hard to use that data to help their decision making. Now we have a tool that's beginning to show the early signs, and there's a lot of use cases out there in accounting and insurance and things like that, where there's data they haven't been able to use that can now be processed, and you can get the insights from that data to then go ahead and make better decisions for the business, improve profitability, reduce costs, those types of things.
No doubt that it's been a Word of the Year 2023. I'm not betting against it being a Word of the Year for 2024. Talking of 24, we've got 30 seconds remaining. What's in the pipeline for Sila Insights?
Expansion, so we're looking to expand into not just the GCC but beyond, and improve our models as well, our AI models. There's the word of the year, and really look towards growth and making sure that we can capitalise, I guess, on what's happening around us.
Best of luck to you for that. All the best for the holiday season. Big thanks to you for today, and also for the insights throughout the year. So thank you very much indeed for joining us. CEO and co-founder of Sila is Paul Kelly. Cheers, Paul.
Thank you.